Good morning. Y'all, I don't want to keep y'all too long. So I'm going to bring y'all with me to make my morning coffee. And then we're going to get started. I didn't take notes for this one. I was going to. I have them down in my phone. And I was going to write them down on a little notepad. But I didn't do that. So we're going off the top of my head. We're doing the 365 movement challenge, right? Or the boot camp is going to start on the 28th, which I see people post about that, but me personally, I guess I wasn't paying attention. Or maybe I missed that part. So I don't know, but yeah. So I thought it already started. But I'm about to have to go upstairs and open the door for my dog because he didn't want to come down here with me. So I got enough water. Let's go get my dog so he don't wake my son up. Because if he wakes him up, I'm gonna be pissed. This is the part about homeschool that I do like, that I love actually. I get up in the morning for my oldest because I have to lock the door behind him. And I don't have to wake them up. I don't have to wake, either one of them up really, but. Alright, let's finish off my coffee. Alright. I'm not seeing nobody hop in and nothing, so I'm going to try that thing where you hop out and come back in. Let me get over here to the table and I'm going to try that, but I don't think there's any. It says comments will appear here, so I don't know. So let's see. Hop out. I'll be right back. Hop out, come back in and see if I can still see comments. Probably ain't no comments going on right now because ain't nobody up. Ain't nobody here. I know I'm tired. My body is aching. It's a good thing though. It's a good thing. I didn't overexert myself. One thing that I do is I take it slow. I don't try to back in my 20s, I would have pushed through. I'll push a 40. And after having a stroke, I'm not pushing through. Take my time. I should have started this way earlier because I did promise myself that I was going to see if I get a flat stomach before I'm 40, but here we are. I'm always, why is it sticky? Why is it sticky? And do I have baby wipes over here? I don't know. Come on, y'all. Let's go find something to wipe this table. My son must have been making a sandwich or something over here because I think I have wipes. Paper towels and a little bit of spray. Alright. What's all this paper towels here for? So, let's jump into it because here's the thing. How do you incorporate the 365 in your business? $365 is just it's to get you moving. Because when you feel good, because when you look good, you feel good. I said if last night on the Zoom in the comments, and then after I typed it, I said, that's not right. That's not how you say it. But if you know, you know. Now I can't even say it. When you feel good, you look good. Okay? Confidence starts from within. And if you feel like you can't do half the things you see other people doing, that's not your chapter. Start where you can. If it's including a little bit of walking in your day, here's a really easy reel for the reel challenge that we got going on. The easiest reel I've learned, last time I was with pharmacy, we were doing actually we did, yeah. We were in a reels challenge. But it wasn't anyone on our team that did it. It was like one of the top leaders had decided to do a reels challenge amongst whoever wanted to join. And she did different types of reel scripts. I'm trying to think correctly. Yeah. And one of the easiest ones that she did was showing your feet when you're walking. And if you see my reel, my most recent reel, I think my walking reel, as a short clip where I'm filming my feet as I'm walking. How am I doing that? I'm holding the camera. Let's say this is a tripod and my camera is on the end right here. So I'm holding the camera down like this as I'm walking. Okay? Ain't gotta be perfect. You ain't gotta do no special strut. I tried that. You might fall. Okay, don't do that unless you are capable of walking and not looking where you're going. Me, I'm clumsy. No, I almost fell and busted my butt in my backyard. Thank goodness it was in my backyard, even though the neighbors probably could have seen me. They probably think I'm weird because they see me out there doing content, walking around my backyard. I've actually went out there to do a reel one time, and the wind happened to blow real hard and knocked the tripod over with my phone. So it looked like it was going, woo, like at my face. But I wasn't close enough for it to hit me. But either way, I did that. And let me turn you up. Make sure you can hear me. I feel like I'm talking low, but it's probably because I'm tired. Because I'm a loud person, naturally. My oldest son and my old man, they always tell me, calm down, be quiet. And I'm like, I'm not even stressing. I'm not even yelling. I'm just loud. I don't know what y'all talking about. But back to the subject on hand. So the easiest reel is just showing your feet while you're walking. And then you can put a cute little quote on top of it. You could put a quote, motivational quote, anything like that. And then you could put it with a song. Super cute. And that's your, that could be your way of getting your steps in. Who was it? I think it was Jackie that said that, and it was so true because I've actually heard that growing up. My dad, before he passed, he was a huge fan of Jackie Chan. Because Clint Eastwood, all them people. Oh, I can't think of the Western guy. But anyways, it's gonna drive me crazy now. I can't think of him. He got a huge cut out of him. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Parking, like a little bit farther back than what you would normally park. It's just including in those extra steps walking into the store. That's what she had commented on something. I think it was a live, or maybe it was a post. Maybe it was in the chat. I don't remember. I remember her saying it. Just don't remember where she said it. And she said Jackie Chan, that was one of the things that I think it was Jackie Chan. I think so. Because now that I say Clint Eastwood, got him fresh in my brain. That's one of the things that he did. Or is it Chuck Norris? Was it Chuck Norris? Girl, oh my goodness. I should have wrote that down. But my dad used to say that. But that's what my dad used to do. He used to he'd park all the way in the back, the farthest in the back of the parking lot, so he could get his steps in, like his extra steps in that way. He used to do that. I hated it. I don't want to walk all that. And I be telling my Amanda, I'd be like, you could drive me up to the curb, okay? Hell, drive me to the door, stop, and then let me get out there. He's like, and I've been being funny about it, kind of. But at the end of the day, that's a good way to get your extra steps in. My old man likes to park up front. He ain't worried about that. He actually, what he does to get his workout, his movement in, is if he's not going fishing or anything like that. Because if he goes fishing, he doesn't just like pull up right to the water to throw out. Like he parks the car, gets his stuff, and he has to walk down to wherever he's going fishing at. So he has to walk a certain ways. And then, doing your little fishing, and then you walk him back out. But the other way is he rides 4-wheelers. He said, I've never ridden a 4-wheeler, so I cannot testify that this is actual facts. I assume it is because his 4-wheeler in particular is a Can-Am, and I was about to say Cram, and it's like heavy. Okay, so I have tried to pull it and push it. Okay, and don't ask why. I don't remember why. But it takes a lot, like your whole body, to move it. So he rides it, and he be like, I ride it hard, so it's a full body workout. It's fun, but it's a full body workout. So that's what he does. So get your body moving for 30 days, for 30 minutes a day. Doesn't necessarily have to be at-home workouts, walking around the neighborhood, walking on a treadmill, on a walking pad. I don't have a walking pad, I have a treadmill. My mom gave me, actually she left the treadmill here when we moved in. She didn't want to take it with her. So, I have it. I have yet to use it. I ain't gonna lie. I just start right after I had my stroke. I had my stroke in 2024, July of 2024. And like a couple months after, I used it for a little bit. And maybe it was around that time. I don't know. But I've never really been huge on walking on a treadmill. Even when I used to go to the gym all the time in my 20s. So what I would do was, I would love me the stair stepper or the bike. And those are what I would always use. After I had my stroke, I would use it a little bit. It was out in the garage. Now it's in the living room, and it's more so just decoration right now. I'll go in the backyard and walk and get fresh air, but at the same time, my vitamin D was low when I started doing that. And that's one way to boost your vitamin D, is to just get out in the sun and just do things. Get out there. One of the things you can incorporate is Be barefooted, go out in your backyard, walk around your backyard, do some stretching, walking in the grass, barefoot, in the dirt, in the grass. You can go, and things like that. Like, that's great to get your body moving. You don't have to go out there and walk a mile. You don't have to go out there. We want you to move your body for 30 minutes. That's the whole goal. That's the whole key. If you can't start at 30 minutes, do what I did. I started at 15, 20, 50. Like, when I started to feel really tired, it was 15. Like, one day, 20 the next. Oh, no, I can't keep doing that. 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to start off where you can start off and just move your body for a little bit. And the more you start to do it, the more you'll notice you have more stamina and you'll be able to do it more and more. Now, how do you incorporate that in your business? When you're online and you're networking with people, they said it in a Zoom. A lot of y'all don't hop on the Zooms. And one of the things that they said on the Zooms last night was, one of the things Amber said, this is your business. In order to show up for your business, you need to show up. If you are selling, networking, promoting online, where did that come from? Online, you need to show up for your business. And it doesn't have to constantly be, it shouldn't be actually. It really should not be all business posts. It should not be business, graphic, stock photos. It definitely should not be stock photos. If you have the product, go to my page and look at the super simple, and that's another super simple reel that you can create. I was about to grab this, but I wanted something smaller. I can't think. Oh, I found these lollipops. I'm going to show y'all these. Okay, so you hold it up like pretend like it's on a blank wall or something. Let's see if I can flip y'all. Oh, there we go. See how, just like this, you got a blank wall behind you and you're just holding the item and you're just rolling it. Don't say nothing or anything. And that's it. Super simple reel. That's all you do. And you can put like a fun song with it. I'm going to put it over here because I told my son that I found these lollipops, by the way, at Dollar General, 2 for $1. And I got 2 of them, one for my 6-year-old and one for my 7-year-old. And I told my 7-year-old, my 6-year-old doesn't know that we have them. He wasn't paying attention when I was talking about them. My 7-year-old seen them late at night, like after 12 o'clock, and was like, can I have this? And I said, no. You can have it yesterday. He asked me this last night, or night before last night. I said, tomorrow, talking about yesterday, you can have it either during your schoolwork, while you're doing your schoolwork, or after you finish your assignments. Neither times did he ask for it till later last night, about 12:30-ish, somewhere around there, right before it was 1. He asked for it. I said, no. I told you cannot have that lollipop, candy lollipop. You brush your teeth and everything, you getting ready for bed. Like, we're getting ready to go to sleep. Okay? No. While you over here asking me, he got all mad and butthurt, rolled his eyes, walked away, and then I was like, did you just roll your eyes at me, little boy? Okay. It's back to subject on hand. But yeah, that's a super simple reel. You don't have to do no voiceover. You don't have to do no talking in it, you're showing the product. You do that with your cup. That's a great idea. I might do that today with my cup. Or I might do that with I do bottle. I think I gotta get more bottles of water. So I might have to run to the store again to get more bottles of water. Yeah. I didn't actually want to go to the store today, but we're also out of trash bags. So, but yeah, that's a super simple reel to do for the Reels Challenge. While you're getting your content out for your business, while you're including it with the 365 movement challenge. So Right there. Instead of 2 birds with one stone, you're killing 3 birds with one stone. And when you post it in your stories, you could do it in your stories first. You could do it in your stories and then save it to your phone through your stories. I did an example reel, like a instructional reel with that. Excuse me. I feel like I got a burp and it won't come up, so I can write in there. There we go. And there you go. You got your stories and your reels covered. Just posted it. The same thing you posted in your stories, you posted it as a reel. You could change the songs if you want to, Super simple. It could be 10 seconds long, 12 seconds long. It doesn't have to be that long, okay? Reels are meant to be very, very short. And then you could take that same reel, post it as a TikTok, post it on Instagram, post it on YouTube. I have posted a lot of my makeup transitions from back in the day that I used to do. I would post them here on Facebook first, and then I would go, and my Facebook and Instagram was connected, so they would go on my Instagram as well. And then I would go and post them to YouTube, and then I would go and post them to TikTok. So on YouTube, there's shorts, and the shorts on there are a little bit different as far as the time, how long they're supposed to be. They're no more than 3 minutes. You can have you could have reels here on Facebook longer than 3 minutes, but at the 3-minute mark on Facebook, there's a section that you could disable that will automatically not disqualify. If you disable it, and it'll automatically, if you enable it, it'll automatically cut it shorter, make it into a series. And you won't have to do that yourself. If you see that on my page, if you're scrolling down, you're like, why should she keep posting the same? I'm not doing that. Facebook's doing it. I enabled that feature because I was playing around with my, trying to find my sweet spot for my reels. And I came across that. And so Facebook will have you, it'll hey, Nicole. Oh, I see comments. Yay. Good morning. So it worked. I need to start doing that. Leaving out and coming back in. Awesome. I've been doing the camera flip and the comment swipe. That's not working. Sweet. So, how you doing this morning? But yeah, I was explaining about what was I talking about? Reels. Oh, Facebook has a feature where if you post a reel 3 minutes or longer, but I've noticed this. I'm gonna say this. It says in the dashboard that it's 3 minutes or longer, but I have noticed my reels at 1 minute, longer than 1 minute. I don't know the exact time length. Maybe they were 3 minutes and I just didn't realize it. But that Facebook has made it into series. I've noticed that. And I'm not mad at it as long as they're doing it correctly, because that's the part that'll be my pet peeve. I haven't went back and watched them. When I watch other people's reels, I've noticed their series do cut off in certain spots. So it looks like a complete, you're watching a story. Oh, really? What time zone are you in? Something's itching me. Something is itching me. What are you doing up so early, girl? You could have caught the replay later today. Unless you have to be up. What was I saying? I forgot where I was going with that, though. Where did I get on talking about them reels on Facebook? Oh, saving them for short on Pacific. So where would the Pacific be? Huh. I have to Google it so I have an understanding. So you're hours ahead of me. I always feel like I'm hours ahead of everybody else. But no. I think it's Central. I'm hours behind. I don't know. I suck at that stuff. I suck at that stuff. Um, I was. That's where I was going with it. I had to stop and think for a second because it's. I was explaining the shorts on YouTube and Facebook. Now back to the whole subject on hand. The 365, working your how to get your movement in. I'm gonna say it like that because you don't have to do 30 minutes in one. That right there doesn't fit everybody's schedule. It's not a one size fits all. And the things that we're showing and we're doing for the movement is not a one size fits all. Not everybody can get out and physically walk. Not everybody can get out and yes, you can push yourself or whatever, but do you really want to? Because now my experience, my doctor had told me, the stroke team that had told me after I had the stroke, they said, listen to your body. The biggest thing people do not do is they don't listen to their body. They think, I can walk, I can move, I'm fine, I feel fine, laying here, not physically doing anything. So I'll be fine. I can get out there and go walk me a quarter of a mile, a half a mile, 30, and a mile, whatever. I'm fine. I can do it. And then, boom, they're right back in the hospital. And they told me, and I've always I talk about this all the time. Oh, okay. You said the state, because my dad had to go up to Washington before he passed for his lung transplant. So I have an idea of what you're talking about. Because we used to have to FaceTime, and he would, in order for me to fit his time frame, I think it was late at night for me, in order to fit his time frame. Or I was getting ready for work, so I worked nights then. I think that's what it was. I think I was getting ready for work. Yeah. So I have an idea. It was years ago, okay? It was back in, way back before 2021. Because he passed in 2021. So it was like a couple years before that. So it's been some years, but I think I remember. What was I saying? Where was I going? It's probably my body's tired, so my brain ain't working. But then again, I need my Radiant Mind gummies. I've been waiting for my shipment to come in, and they ain't came yet. And I'm like, okay, I need these things. But, oh yeah. So my doctor they told me, and I've said this before. Me and my old man were just talking about it yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday before he works nights, and we were talking about it. And oh, thank you. 4 hours ahead. 4 hours. Okay, yeah. Because we're about 6. No, we're 7. It's 7 now. It's 7 here. 7. No, I think that's a 7:09 or 7:04. I don't know. I can't see. I can't see the clock from here. Doing your household chores. So, right after I had the stroke, picking up a basket would hurt. Like a full laundry basket. I'm not talking about overflowing. I'm talking about just a normal full-size basket would hurt. And they would be like, the team of doctors I've seen, I just seen them, we call them the stroke team. And they would be like, if that hurts, don't do it. If picking up basket hurts, don't do it. Bending over hurts, don't do it. They were like, slowly, your body will get back to how it's supposed to be. There's no special time frame in when it's going to happen. There's not a one size fits all when it's going to happen. But eventually it's going to happen. Here's the key. They always swore exercise, movement, As simple as walking up and down the stairs, like in your home. You don't not like strenuous where you're sweating, dripping sweat or nothing like that, but just a little bit of movement here and there, walking around like in your home. Simple as that is great for healing. And once you get to the point where you can walk outside and you can walk down around your neighborhood or down the block or whatever, or around your backyard like I do, you can do that. So I did get, like I said, I get on the treadmill. I did that for a little bit. I look back at those videos because they're on my Facebook. I think they're on my Facebook and they're on my TikTok. And I've seen them just right before we started this 365 movement. Yeah, because I came across them as a memory on TikTok. And I was like, I look horrible. Like, I mean, I did just have a stroke, okay. But, like, I look horrible. Like, no. Why no one told me that? No, like, you got this. And I'm like, yo, just... No one want to tell me that I look horrible. Okay. I did not like it. I looked horrible. That's all I could think. That's all I could say. But I did it. And I would do it a little here, a little there. And then I got into gardening. And instead of doing that, okay, let's talk about that. Because that's one thing I didn't want to include. I got into my gardening era. And instead of walking and working out, and I didn't work out then during that time, I slowly started doing it after I started to, like, when I went to go see the doctor about my stomach, because I started losing weight. And I did lose, around the time I had the stroke, I think it was prior to having the stroke, I lost 40 plus pounds, just drinking the meal replacements alone. I wasn't doing no workouts. I wasn't walking, nothing. I was just drinking that. Instead of snacking, I was drinking that. Let me rephrase that. Instead of late night eating and snacking, I was drinking that. In the mornings, I would drink that. Okay? And the way I drank it is I would put it with milk because I didn't like it with water. I tried it with water, didn't like it. And then I'd put a little bit. I put some chocolate syrup in there. I ain't going to say a little bit because I don't know. I don't measure. I put some chocolate syrup in there. Hershey's chocolate syrup. Shake it up. And that was how I drank it. Nothing special, and it was regular whole milk at the time. I'd switch it up every now and then and throw in like an almond milk. I tried soy milk. Like, I tried different ones, okay? Regular whole milk was just fine for me. So because I didn't want to eat a full meal. I knew calories, eating a full meal is going to be way more than me drinking that. And a lot of people were questioning how you lose 40 plus pounds in, two or 3 months drinking that alone. And you're not even like doing it like as a diet. Like it wasn't like nothing special. I was putting chocolate syrup in the thing, okay? And I was like, because those 3 products put together, you add the calories with those 3 things, versus if I have eggs, bacon, sausage, toast, hash browns, grits, all that plus the 3, which one do you think it has more calories? Which one do you think is going to fatten me up? Especially the potatoes, okay? The hash browns, you know what I'm saying? So that's the way I thought. That was my thought process. So that prior to having the stroke, that's what I was doing. And I'm going to get into one thing that when you do these things, these normal everyday tasks, these normal everyday activities, I'm going to get into something about that in a minute. But I was doing that, losing the weight. Then I had the stroke. Definitely didn't slack off. I just completely stopped everything I was doing. If I gained the weight back, I gained the weight back. But then later on, after I had the stroke, started to recover, started to heal, everything like that. I still have little residuals from the stroke till this day, but it's not as bad as it was. Some days are better than others. Overall, It's way better. But again, some days are better than others. But I went to go I started to see, I was losing the weight. Like I said, I was losing the weight. I went to go see about my stomach. I went to go see a doctor about my stomach because I'm losing the weight, but then my stomach is not going nowhere. And I got more people asking me, am I pregnant? How far along I am. I went in for a CT scan on my stomach and had a nurse ask me how far along I am. I was like, oh no ma'am, I'm not pregnant. I'm here for a CT scan, ma'am. And it wasn't like a special CT scan. It was a normal, regular CT scan that you would get if you went to the ER. Okay? And because the doctor wanted to see why my stomach was protruding. And I go in there to get it done, and the nurse said she was walking me back to the CT scan room, and she asked me that. I told her, no ma'am, I'm not pregnant, and she argues with me. So I'm like, okay, we really need to figure this out. We really need to figure this out. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to stop right there with that story, because that day in the process, one thing I've said on the Zoom, if you're not on the Zooms, you need to hop on these Zooms Monday through Fridays when you can. Tuesdays, I think, are for like 15 and higher. Thursdays, we do lives in the results group. But you need to hop on these trainings, because here's the thing. One of the, they share a lot of little special nuggets and things, but what was I saying? Oh, I shared it in the Zoom, I think Monday. I have shared my journeys, every single journey from the time my son and his heart journey in and out the hospital, that lifestyle. I shared that. When I lost my daughter, I shared that. When I lost my dad, I shared that. When I had a stroke, I shared that. These doctor's appointments, I share those. And here's the thing. Repurpose your content, okay? Ain't nobody gonna know that door handle that you're filming right now is the same door handle that you're not filming 5 weeks from now, okay? And I say that because if you ever see those short clips where all you see is my hand going to open the door and I'm just filming that movement, that's it. And I include it into the reel. Or that could just be the reel. Little 10-second, 9-second, of you opening the door. You could include that opening the door, or you can include the this is what I've done with hospital appointments. You don't have to show you could show your life without showing your life. You understand what I'm saying? You could show your life without showing your life. You could keep things private and secret, but still show aspects of your life. If you are going to a doctor's appointment, this is what I've done, and I don't do it every time. Let me say that. When it comes to my son's cardiologist appointment, I've done it once or twice, but I don't do it all the time. I do share snippets of what it's like being in there. I cannot film anymore because I got a different ultrasound tech. But, yeah. Anyways, it's not good. I would like to film what it's like now that he's older, but then again, I'm too busy trying to fight him to stay calm. Okay. What I've done is you could film. Now, if you're driving yourself, you would have to have something to hold your phone. Okay, you cannot do this. I do not recommend you doing it while you're driving, trying to film. You know what I'm saying? I don't recommend that at all. But if you have like something that you could put your phone on your dashboard, tripod or something like that, they have a little TikTok shop sells them, Walmart sells them, Amazon of course sells them. But you can film yourself pulling into the doctor's office, a parking lot. Okay, there's that little clip of the video, or that could be a video. Come with me to the doctor's appointment, which they would want to see more. I don't know. People will question. I don't know. They would want to see more. That's all I'm saying. But you don't have to film inside the doctor's office. Most of the time, you're not allowed to. You don't have to film anything inside. You can film walking up to the door. You can film opening the door, and then that's the end of your video. You can film. What I've done is I filmed myself because no one wants to film me, and I get nervous, okay, setting up a tripod outside in public, okay? I mean, if I'm in my front yard or in my backyard or I'm at the park, that's a little different story. But if I'm at the grocery store or at any store or at the doctor's, like, out, like this, I get a little nervous, okay? So I'm already nervous because it's a doctor's appointment anyways. I get nervous at doctor's appointments anyways because I don't never get good results, okay? I'm with you. I get a little nervous. But you can film yourself like a selfie, but instead of a picture, you're taking little clip videos of you just walking, Try not to look at the camera. Hi, I like to look at the camera, okay? I try my best not to. I try my best to make it look natural. My natural's a little off, okay? Just saying. So you can do that and then film the sign, okay? If you don't want to film the actual sign of where you're at. But then again, a lot of doctors play. I've noticed doctors' offices, you can't tell unless you know what state they're in or what, like, their actual location. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me not putting too much time in to try to find out where people are. And I'm not that I'm nosy, but not that nosy. But that's a little 5 seconds here, 5 seconds here, 5 seconds here. You put them together, you got a 15-second reel. There you go. And that is a good way. Include your feet walking, like I said earlier in this live, in this training. Film your feet walking up to the door. Boom. There you go. And that's how you can include in the 365 movement. A little bit here and there, okay? Because if you're out and about and you don't have the time to sit there and go on a power walk or go walking around anywhere, and you're just, you walking around during those moments, walk into the doctor's office from the parking spot. There's your time. You know what I'm saying? What I've done when I didn't want to actually work out. Well, okay, I'll be honest. I didn't really want to work out. I was a little tired. My arms was like jelly. Okay, dancing. Do dancing TikToks. See, this is my problem. I get on TikTok and I stay hours on TikTok, dancing, making dancing content, doing voiceovers. I spend hours doing that, okay? Time just goes by. Next thing I know, it's damn 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh, crap. I didn't go to sleep yet. I can't go to sleep now. So, just doing that. Dancing definitely helps pass the time. When you're doing your things around the house, your laundry and stuff, squatting. Do squats while you're picking up the basket. At that time, you're taking it slow, you're moving slow. You can work on your form. I'm pretty sure your form, the more you work on your form doing that, it's going to be way better than me over here just doing squats in my living room. You know what I'm saying? So, squats while you're doing your laundry, household chores, vacuuming, okay, sweeping, okay, mopping, doing the dishes. That right there is really good exercise versus you walking around. You'll probably get more out of that doing those things than you will out of. And you can film your cleaning content that way too as well. So you kill two birds with one stone. Because if you don't want to film your cleaning content, that's fine. You can do little snippets here and there of, you cleaning during that thing. Okay. Here's the thing I was going to say earlier. I said we're going to talk a little bit later before I hop off. There's 2 things I want to remind y'all. Batch your content and create content that's repurposable. That's the one thing that will save you in the long run. Because you're going to have them days, especially if you're new into this 365 movement, you're going to have them days you are not going to want to film content. You are not going to want to film anything. somebody's up. So, film, record content that's you can repurpose. Okay, your feet, the walking feet. Oh, that's what the sound was. The walking feet. The you can film you walking into somewhere, okay, or you pulling into a parking spot. If you're pulling into a parking spot at the doctor's office, ain't nobody gonna know unless they see the building in front of you that you're pulling into a parking spot at the grocery store or at the post office or, anything like that. Or I see people do it pulling into their driveway, okay? They pull into the driveway, they pull out the driveway. They set up the little tripod with the camera and they're pulling into the driveway. I've seen them do that. So, repurpose your content and batch your content. You can film all that in one day and you got content for the next 30 days. Okay? Work smarter, not harder. Go out there and film little snippets of your day and put them all together and you got one reel. Or you got multiple different small reels. Have a great day. Smooches.